So we're taking a closer look at the MG ZS or ZS post-facelift, which will be the 2021-2022 model. So if you're ready, let's go take a ride. First thing you'll notice about this beauty is the front charging port, the SUV styling, that large cargo space, and the roomy interior. And oh, that interior. Can we talk about that beautiful driver display, those wonderful steering wheel buttons? Not to mention the perfectly placed gear selector. I'm just loving it. Now let's compare it with the older pre-facelift model. First, let's take a look at the range. And I do want to mention that the older model only came in a standard range version, while the newer model you can get either standard range or long range. Now the newer model boasts an increased battery capacity from the original 42.5 kilowatt hours to 49 kilowatt hours for the standard range, or a whopping 68.3 kilowatt hours for the long range. Now this translates to a real range increase from the original 135 miles or 220 kilometers to 165 miles, which is 270 kilometers for the standard range, or all the way up to 225 miles or 355 kilometers for the long range, which, if you ask me, that's quite impressive and definitely an upgrade. The next thing I know we're all curious about is how has charging changed? So I'm going to go ahead and talk about AC charging first and then talk about DC charging right after this. So the EU long version now finally comes with an 11 kilowatt three-phase onboard charger, which is obviously going to make for shorter AC charging times. That's excellent. Now the older version came with a 6.6 kilowatt hour charger, and the new standard range is now going to have a 7.4 kilowatt charger. Now for the UK, it's going to be a little bit different because there is no three-phase power in the UK. As a lot of you may know from looking at my analytics, I know a lot of you guys are from the UK, so you probably already know this. But in the UK, you're going to get a 7.4 kilowatts at 32 amps charger for both versions. So what does this mean in real time? Well, if we're talking EU long range version, that will take 7.5 hours to charge up fully. UK long range version will be 11 hours. And both standard range versions take 8 hours to charge up on an AC charger. So AC charging has improved. You can now get more power in less time. That's obviously a good thing. Now let's talk fast DC charging. And I'll be looking at charging from 10 to 80%. So the older model had a max fast charge of 76 kilowatts and took 35 minutes to charge up. Now with the new standard range version, it's going to take about 46 minutes with a max fast charge power of 75 kilowatts. With the long range version, it's only going to take you 37 minutes to charge up, and that has a max fast charge power of 94 kilowatts. So as you noticed, the DC charging is now indeed taking slightly longer by a few minutes here and there, but then again, you will be getting a larger battery, so probably you won't be visiting a DC charger quite that often. And if you're lucky enough to charge at home, well, you might really be going only once in a blue moon, right? When you're going on vacation, long road trip, wherever you go. So I think it's good. Okay, next let's dive into the heart of the new MG ZS. That is the new electric motor. So I'll be comparing power and torque of the old model versus the new standard range and long range versions. So the old model came with a 105 kilowatt or 141 horsepower electric motor with 260 pound-feet or 353 newton meters of torque, delivering a reasonable performance for daily driving. Now with the new standard range version, you'll get a more powerful electric motor at 130 kilowatts or 174 horsepower. So it does now provide a greater power output. Now, however, the torque has been reduced. It will now be 207 pound-feet or 280 newton meters. So it's a little bit lower when compared with the older version. As far as the new long range goes, in terms of power, it sits in between the old model and the new SR version. The electric motor is going to have 115 kilowatts or 154 horsepower. And then the torque is the same as in the new standard range version at the 207 pound-feet or 280 newton meters. Okay, when looking at performance, the old model went from 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.2 seconds, which is not too bad, I think. But the top speed was only 87 miles per hour or 140 kilometers. So it was a bit on the slow side. Now, when looking at the new standard range version, the top speed has gone up. It now goes all the way up to 109 miles per hour or 175 kilometers. So that's obviously better. Now, as far as acceleration goes, to get from 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers, it will take 8.6 seconds. With the new long range version, the top speed is the same as the new standard range, so 109 miles per hour. And the acceleration is slightly lower number, so it takes 8.4 seconds to get from 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers. So with the new version, the top speed has gone up, which I think is really nice. The acceleration has gotten a tiny bit slower, but it's a question of milliseconds, so I don't think it will be enough for any of us to actually notice. So the new models offer improved performance with more powerful electric motors, especially the new standard range version. And while torque has been lowered a bit, I'd assume they still provide a very well-rounded and enjoyable driving experience for an electric SUV. Taking a quick look at the exterior design, the new model now sports updated Silverstone front headlights with 21 LED units, which I think gives it a nice modern look. The rear headlights have also been revamped. Those are rear phantom headlights. And I would say that they make the car look more bold and distinctive. So I would say these are changes for the better for sure. Another thing that's changed is the charging port has been moved for easier access, and it's now going to open sideways instead of upwards. So personally, I've only had EVs where the charging port opens sideways. Granted, I haven't had so many, I've had a couple, but it's just something that I'm used to. Even when I was driving a gas guzzler, the gas tank, it would open sideways. So to me, this is definitely a change for the better. But if you guys have good experiences with that upward opening charging port, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the updated interior. So the dashboard is mostly the same, but the infotainment system has been updated. It now has a carbon fiber look finish with a touchscreen for the MG iSmart connectivity system. Now the software is very similar to the MG4. It might even be the same, which I think is awesome. It's kind of like a small Tesla, so I think that's very good. Now the 7-inch virtual cluster, rear passenger central armrest, and climate control with rear vents and a PM 2.5 filter have also been added. The luxury or trophy trim level also comes with additional features like an electrically adjustable driver's seat, a 360-degree parking camera, rear privacy glass, leather upholstery, 6 audio speakers with a 3D sound system, which is nice, and a wireless phone charger. Now, the safety features are going to include blind spot monitoring and a rear traffic alert. And let's not forget the panoramic sunroof, which I think will be perfect for stargazing, of course, while you're not driving, enjoying some sunshine, and just getting a more open air feel from your driving experience. All right, now taking a closer look at this MG iSmart connectivity system. If you're gonna get the SE or Comfort version, you'll get this MG iSmart Lite connectivity, and that's gonna include a remote control, navigation, scheduled charging, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Then if you go up to the trophy or luxury trim level, you'll also get voice control, weather forecast, real-time traffic navigation with real range prediction, trip and agenda synchronization, Amazon streaming music, and firmware over-the-air upgrades. So there you have it. The MG ZS EV post-facelift model is jam-packed with exciting new features and improvements. But is it better than the MG4? I'll give you my thoughts on that in the next video. What do you guys think? Is the MG ZS EV the SUV of your dreams? Let me know in the comments below. Definitely like, share, and subscribe for more electrifying content. It's been great talking with you. I'm signing off, and you stay savvy.